Emil Amok Guillermo coming to you right now. I'm live from Canada. This is where maybe we all want to be. Is this where we must all go to now? I mean, I come up here to Canada and it's so diverse. I mean, people are mentioning pronouns, they're mentioning land acknowledgements, they're doing everything woke up here. It's so different and refreshing compared to the United States. Anyway, welcome to this edition of the Pan Oakland podcast. I'll be joined by Ishmael Reed in a second, but first I want to mention the fact that I'm here because I'm performing my one-man show, Emil Amok 69. Everything's flipped. It's a one-man show at the Edmonton Fringe, the largest fringe festival in North America, and it's just crazy. There's so many things going, so many acts, so many traditional theatrical type performances, and then really fringy type things like my show, which isn't really very fringy because I talk about the most important story of our lives, which is the slow descent into autocracy that America seems to be on a path toward. But maybe we can reverse that. Anyway, you got to see the show. Emil Amok 69 at the Edmonton Fringe Festival. If you're near Canada, go see it if you can. And now let us begin the Pan Oakland podcast, and then we bring to the fore the founder, co-founder of Pan Oakland, the author, novelist, playwright, essayist, Ishmael Reed. Hi, Ishmael.
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm up here in Canada. You think I should apply for citizenship? Is that what you
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Or are we that? Is is
I'm
is
too old to go over the wall.
is the slide irreversible in
You know,
America?
did I tell you this story before that this guy had his friends fly a helicopter over the prison?
No, I don't know,
Rescue
sir.
him,
I
and
don't
he
know
said,
this, sir.
I'm too old to go over the wall.
Oh, so hey, there's no wall here. You can just go across. You go
Yeah.
across.
I go to Canada. I got a publisher up there. The only
Yeah,
one who publishes my novels
yeah,
publishes in Canada.
yeah,
Ron Philpott.
yeah,
He's a
yeah.
French nationalist.
So Baraka Books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so anyway, let's talk about some of the things that are on your mind from the news. I mean, it's kind of distressing this week between the stuff happening in Washington, Trump militarizing the DC police. What's your initial reaction to all that?
Well, this is all predictable. He said he's going to start a dictatorship, and millions of people who hate black people and just about everybody, everything different from their
Mm, mm,
origins or their ethnicities, voted for him,
yeah.
including the majority of white women, even though the Democratic candidate was a woman.
Yeah, and so the crime rates are. I mean, there's nothing to justify what he's doing. I mean,
Well,
there's
that's not the reason for us doing that.
yeah,
When you're in trouble, he's not the only politician that throws a black person
mm,
the path of his pursuers. And
mm,
so this Epstein thing, which maybe casts him as a
mm.
pedophiliac, is that the term?
Pedophile, just pedophile.
Or pedophile,
Yeah.
is something he doesn't want to be disclosed. That might be even too much for his Christian followers.
You think? I mean, I think that's the number one thing he fears.
Yeah.
Reportedly, he knows that his name is all over the Epstein files, and even though he said, "Let's reveal all the relevant stuff," he said in the campaign he was going to open up the files and he was get to the bottom of the
Well,
Epstein case.
a woman said he raped her when she was 13
Yeah.
in the presence of Epstein, and she went to court. I think she was reluctant or something,
Hmm.
and she came back and filed. I got the clipping.
Yeah, and this is the thing that I think this has been the crux of conspiracy theories from the far right for a long time. This idea of pedophilia. I mean, that is like the most dangerous thing, and for the person they back, their king of conspiracies to be involved in this, I think that may be something that will lose Trump his base, but
Well,
but it
the Me Too has been sort of like lackadaisical about
yeah.
the 999, some of the most powerful men in the world, in the
Mhm.
Western world uh, being charged with this crime, and they're all down at P Diddy's trial. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, women from all nationalities were at P Diddy's trial. It would have been a great to have them down in Washington when these people accused of rape got cabinet posts. You know,
Yeah,
all
oh, yeah.
accused. Well, Kennedy, Hesketh, is that what we pronounce his name? Hesketh,
Hegseth, Hegseth.
Whatever,
Yeah.
Hexeth, and some others. You know, they all got cabinet posts or were nominated for cabinet posts. They were nowhere to be seen, but you get a black guy accused with some foul crime, and I'm not trying to defend P Diddy, but
Mhm.
they're all at the courthouse.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think black guys being on trial for some kind of bad sexual behavior is like an aphrodisiac or something.
yeah.
We
All
said
right.
in this show.
Yeah, well, this is such a rich week between the things that happened in DC, and now we're on, as we talk, this is the eve of the Putin Trump, uh, what is it, a tryst? What is it? Is it it's a meeting, but it doesn't include Zelensky. And who knows what I guess it's going to be more. They initially said it was going to be a feel out session, but now I know, maybe a land swap. Who knows? They may be moving toward peace. What do you make of Putin and Trump?
I think Putin probably has something on Trump.
Yeah,
That's been my suspicion since 2016 that he has something
yeah. Well,
that Trump is intimidated by.
yeah. Once again, no one has been able to necessarily substantiate that, and yet Putin seems to have this great leverage over Trump, and now it seems like with Zelensky out of it, everything is more on Russian US affairs, and Ukraine and Zelensky are kind of like a side matter. I think things have flipped. If Putin is now praising Trump for wanting to end the war, like I guess he's in on wanting Trump to get the Nobel Prize or something.
Oh, the real estate guy, what is his name? The real estate guy he sent to negotiate with,
Oh yeah, Witkin, I think.
yeah, he
Witkin.
wanted to give Putin land that the Russians didn't even ask for. So
Yeah.
I think they're very generous with other people's land.
It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway. We'll see what happens on Friday. I guess we'll see what happens. That's what Trump always says.
Mhm.
But I don't think it looks good for Zelensky and Ukraine, especially if there's Putin. Putin is using all the key tricks with Trump. He's praising Trump for being such a great person to try to end the war. That's if you
Well,
play.
I think Putin sees the Ukraine as a gateway to Poland, and there
Yeah,
already been skirmishes between the Russians and the Poles.
yeah.
And so I think that's how he sees it. He wants to restore the Russian Empire.
So let's see if this is going to be an ongoing thing. I think they now say that once the two talk, because it's not a threesome, then they'll bring in Zelensky and the others because everyone else is on the outside, the allies and Zelensky, and maybe this is the beginning of more talks. I guess, huh?
Well, I think he's probably going to give Putin Crimea and whatever land they've seized in Ukraine. I think that's going to be the deal
Yeah. Well,
in
let's see.
exchange
Let
for
let
Ukraine security. Quote.
yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah. All right. So let's come back domestically. The DC thing with the militarization of the police.
Mhm.
You were looking at some crime data. What did you find in the crime data?
Well, crime's gone down, of course. We all know
Yeah.
that. This is just see the problem I have is that I think the black commentators on MSNBC
Mhm.
are so intimidated by what happened to Joy Reid that they have to be
Oh yeah.
careful with their words. And I noticed, for example, this morning, Simone Townsend and Reverend Sharpton were put on a defensive by Joe Scarborough about the crime. Well, there
Mhm.
is crime, regardless of the statistics. People feel like there's crime.
Yeah.
They couldn't say that crime in the red states are higher.
What do you think's happening? There's a kind of
Oh,
intimidation thing?
no, the advertisers depend upon the mangas to buy their products. I interviewed Don Lemon. I think I told you that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So Don Lemon is free to say what he wants to say since he's been removed from CNN.
yeah,
He said that they're told at CNN to be kind of lighten up on the mangas because they buy products too. So
yeah.
that's why Scott Jennings is allowed to rant and rave and interrupt the women and push all kind of Republican talking points. And Anderson Cooper, I understand, has become very annoyed by the fact that he's getting all this attention. Scott Jennings.
Yeah. So
He's got
it's
he's got more expressions of anger than Lon Chaney Sr., man of a thousand masks. Okay,
Lon Chaney Sr.
yeah,
Okay,
he's
reaching back.
the man of a thousand masks.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think all the masks for indignation, showing indignation and anger, I think
Mhm.
Scott Jennings has got those. So
Yeah.
he doesn't even have to talk. He rebuts people's arguments with his face, his expressions.
Yeah, it's funny. And where I am in Canada, because I have a US service, I can't access my US service. I can only watch or listen to all the cable channels via audio. So I miss the masks
Mhm.
of Scott Jennings.
Well, he was really in a rage last night trying to defend. Okay, here's statistics for Washington.
Yeah.
Let's see, violent crime is down 26%, robbery is down 28%, sexual abuse is down 50%,
Mm.
aggravated assault down 20%, homicide 12%, all crimes 7%. So it's down.
Yeah.
And it's down in Oakland and it's down in Baltimore. But
Eh,
it's like a reconstruction, the fear of black rule. So I'm doing research for the play I want you to audition for.
yeah, yeah.
And I've been reading Thomas Nelson Page, Thomas Dixon, who wrote The Klansman,
Hmm.
Joel Chandler Harris. And so after black people received the right to vote, there came fear of a Negro insurrection. So the form of the Negro insurrection now is DEI. You know, they're taking over the curriculum, like
Yeah.
black people are taking over the curriculum at Harvard. I mean, it's all paranoid.
Yeah.
That's what's happening now, but there's always a fear of the Negro insurrection. And the
Mm.
reason for that was that simultaneous with the simultaneously with the blacks getting the vote, there were uprisings or there are memories of the uprisings in Haiti and Santo Domingo. And they all mentioned that is that, you know, that went all the way up the coast, that fear. That's
Hmm.
in fact, one of the members, excuse me, Alexander Hamilton's father-in-law, Philip Schuyler, and some Dutch landowners in Albany, New York, hanged three black teenagers for fear that they were part of some kind of insurrection and they were accused of arson, these kids. Alexander Hamilton, the great abolitionist, right?
Yeah. Right.
Father in law. So I think that's a fear that lingers in the settler uh, psyche is that, you know, people are going to go in their bedrooms with machetes and do all kind of horrible things.
Mm.
But that fear of the insurrection is what the fear that Trump plays upon. That
Yeah.
these blacks are gonna, they're gonna, you know, they got these cities and they're gonna, you know, spread out to the suburbs. And but see, for decades or even over 100 years or so, they just worried about us. Now they have to worry about Hispanics.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's multi-pronged, this whole diversity,
Yeah,
people of color agenda or people of color demographic. But
that's right.
as we learned in the last election, a lot of them siphoned off to vote for Trump, and now he's got to be it's a negative diversity.
Well, they
And
regret it now.
do you think
Yeah,
most of them?
yeah. The Cuban guy who organized Hispanics or Cubans for Trump, he got
Mhm.
deported. He's
Oh,
waiting.
yeah, yeah.
He's waiting for his deportation.
Well, listen,
So, and the Venezuelans who voted for Trump,
yeah.
they're going to be deported. And as I told you the last session that we had,
Mhm.
Chinese Americans at Harvard who are felt that falsely that blacks were taking their seats, they
Yeah.
might be deported.
Well,
So, listen to the old voice of the old time ethnics, black folks.
yeah. Well,
We
this is the
know,
thing.
we know the trickery. We know this man. You, these other people have to learn that he not your friend. You know, I mean, you might vote for him and everything, but you got to watch this guy, this trickery. As a matter of fact, black people in the some of the populist historians and intellectuals in the '60s has this term about tricknology.
Trick
Yeah,
now. Oh, this is the trick.
yeah,
Trick
tricknology.
tricknology. Give you trichinosis.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. What forty
And
percent of
how do you
Asian?
think the rappers? How do you think these rappers feel? The
Well,
16 rappers who
well,
endorsed Trump.
how do they feel? Do they like it?
Well, I mean, I'm on them.
Yeah.
I mean, if we ever have those Nuremberg trials, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be the docket.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know you've mentioned those
Snoop
16
Dogg,
rappers.
Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
you know, 50, what's his name?
50
Curtis
Cent.
Jackson.
Yeah, 50 Cent. Hey, look, they'll get
Hey,
pardoned.
his claim to fame is he got shot 9 times.
Hey, look, Ishmael, they'll get pardoned. They'll be mentioned in the Kennedy honors.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
But by the culture czar, Donald Trump, who says, America's too woke, too woke.
Yeah, well, they don't even know what that. Well, the Pope, the Black Pope we got, the new Black
Yeah.
Pope.
Oh, yeah, the Black Pope. Yeah.
He says he's all for woke.
Yeah.
I guess Western civilization is divided.
Yeah.
We have the Pope and we have Trump. On this side,
Yeah.
we got Trump and we got the Pope. I think the Pope will be around longer than Trump.
Well, here's the thing: the Pope, because it's Robert Prevost from Illinois,
Mhm.
he is now the most powerful American alive.
Yeah, well, I talked to his cousin. She said, Mr. Ray, they passed for white down here in New Orleans and they passed for white in Chicago.
Well,
And
that's how.
Henry Louis Gates had an audience with him.
Yeah. And what did he say?
From the Black Pope, he came back and, he's one of the directors of the Before Columbus Foundation.
Yeah.
Gates. So he had an audience with him.
Did he do is he going to do a whole background
Yeah,
check? And
well, he did something about it for Harvard. I can send you a link. He did something
yeah.
for the Harvard paper.
So, all right. Well,
So,
so are we?
so how is it going to? This would be a great series.
Hmm.
Trump or Pope Leo? What is the
So,
direction of Western civilization? Will we side with the historian Trump who does know when the Civil War ended? He said Civil War ended in
wait,
uh
1930.
no, I think he said 1869 or 1889 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yet he wants to remove Frederick Douglass, Life and Times of Frederick Douglass from the Smithsonian.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be an ongoing thing. It's not just the removal of the word impeachment
Well,
from the.
but see the idea they never learn.
Yeah.
In a capitalist country, when you want to forbid some people from reading things, they go read it. So
Mm,
I'm in touch with Toni Morrison's son, Ford.
mm.
As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, we put it on the magazine, Tar Baby.
Tar baby. Yeah.
I'm the editor in chief. And this guy, Youngins,
Hmm.
the governor of Virginia,
Oh, Youngkin. Youngkin.
yeah, he ran against Toni Morrison's beloved.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the actions that got him elected. Turns out this woman was a Trump surrogate or or worked for the Trump people. And she said her son read this novel, and it was all about this and that, and so he ran against beloved. None of the the minority white, majority white press corps asked him had he read it,
Mm.
and Ford told me that the sales went up. The sales soared because in the capitalist country, you can't tell people not. They go read it. You tell people
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
listen to his music. You can't listen to his music. They go listen to it. See?
That's the saving grace.
Yeah.
Freedom is freedom. Freedom, right? People want to, you put it out there. People are curious. They'll want to listen to it. They'll want to read it. They'll want to see it.
Yep. I
That's
told you,
open markets.
I told you about woke, right?
Whoa, no, what do you mean?
1982, William Melvin Kelly wrote about woke and what it meant in
Yeah.
the New York Times. And I think Brett Stevens said, "Well, we will win against woke." Brett Stevens, my man.
All right. What is woke?
Brett Stevens wrote this thing about woke. Oh, we're going to defeat woke no more. He said, William Melvin Kelly said, woke was
Mhm,
about black musicians and their jargon, okay, of the slang.
mhm,
Like, in the old days, it sounds corny now.
mhm.
Jazz musicians say, "Well, can you dig it?" Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So he said, as soon as the outsiders, the squares, learned what that meant, they'd moved on to something else. So it's about the inability of the outsiders to keep up with jazz jargon. This guy, Christopher Rufo, and all these guys twisted the whole thing around so it became Willie Horton with a cap and gown.
Yeah.
So how
So
I woke, okay?
woke.
Yeah, so if you ask Trump what it meant, he wouldn't. But we don't have any black people in the White House. Not many. The
Not
White House
many.
or Filipino, Asian Americans. We get the same faces. White men and white women. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't ask Trump. Well, the FBI probably followed him if they asked what woke meant.
Yeah. What is, if you were to describe to people in Canada what woke meant, what would you say?
I think woke would the opposite is asleep, right? The
Yeah.
opposite
Hmm.
of woke is asleep. Well, woke is to be aware, to be alert.
Be alert. Yeah. Be woke.
Yeah,
Hey, so Ishmael, you mentioned the people of color who are Trumpy. There was this big article in the New York Times about the Miss Mailman.
yeah.
Her last name is Mailman,
Mhm,
and Korean American.
mhm.
Her father was a Korean, taught in Korea, married. I guess he was a
The mother,
physician.
the mother was a Korean
Mother was Korean, but the father was in Korea giving. He was a doctor giving vaccines, and then
white man.
they, yeah, white man,
Okay.
and then they married and moved to Kansas, and Kansas is where she,
Mhm.
mailman. Um, I forget her first name, but that's where she's the one who's out against Harvard. She's the leading. She's a
All,
Harvard lawyer.
all the universities. She's
Yeah,
at the attack on the universities.
yeah. She's leading the attack in the universities, and she's Harvard. And the key thing is she is the perfect person to lead that because number one, she's a member of that, of a minority group. She's Asian American half,
Mhm,
and she has a Harvard pedigree. She's
mhm,
a Harvard trained lawyer,
mhm.
and that seems to be the ideal mix of the ideal,
Collaborator.
yeah, collaborator. I guess, yeah,
Mhm,
collaborator. That's what it is.
mhm.
Just like the ideal victim to
Right.
fight the affirmative action case was an Asian who was rejected from Harvard and all the Ivy schools, and felt it was race discrimination that they
Well,
were
they
denied.
say, well, she says what we say in private. That's how they always put that. Like
Yeah,
John
yeah.
McWhorter, he says what we say in private. Of course, he goes beyond the Klan.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean, the Klan. I mean, the Klan. They may think this. Maybe they're too ignorant to write this.
yeah.
He says that blacks need gene editing to make them less violent. And
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, he said.
yeah, I was in the Times. I'm the only one. I guess I'm the only one who noticed this because I'm on him about it. Matter of fact, he mentions me in his paper, his column.
Yeah,
He said, "Well, there's this Ishmael Reed. I understand. You remember the play we did?
yeah, yeah. Um,
This is
uh,
how I got a review in the Times. They've ignored all my plays, but this is how I got a review." He says, "My friend told me that Ishmael Reed mentions me in his play, The Conductor, right? And So his friend wrote a favorable review of the play, his buddy.
Yeah.
And so in his column, the Times provided a link to the favorable review. So that's
Mm.
why I'm going to get in Times by hitting McWater. But anyway, I think that's sort of like eugenics. And he works with this outfit called the Man, excuse me, the Manhattan Institute.
Oh yeah, right, right.
Manhattan Institute, and he's like their spokesperson. And they got us. We go back and forth. Me and the Manhattan Institute, founded by Bill Casey. Remember Wild Bill
Oh
Casey?
yeah,
Yeah,
CIA,
yeah,
CIA guy.
yeah. When I debated John McWhorter on the Michael Eric Dyson show, he wasn't aware it was. It doesn't matter who founded it. I said, "Did you know it was founded by who would have been indicted for Iran Contra had he not died?" Remember, they were
Yeah,
going
I remember. Yeah, deathbed.
to. So that's the kind of organization we're talking about. They got upset because I said that the only reason the Manhattan Institute was formed was because it gave an excuse for third generation white ethnics to hang out at cocktail parties with Anglos.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's like the third generation,
Yeah,
right?
hanging out with they go
Yeah.
to cocktails and
A-
maybe
And and and
maybe
that's
marry one of them.
yeah, and that's kind of like this mailman actually is the daughter. She's the second generation because the
May,
first
her first name was May.
May mailman. Yeah, and she got a big write up, and she's
Thought it was a cartoon, Disney cartoon character.
yeah. So well,
Yeah.
hey, when you mentioned mailman, you said you have a new term, gender. What?
Gender traitor.
Why is she a gender traitor?
Because of Trump's policies, Republican Party's policies are against women.
You got to find a woman, just like the race traitor. You got to
They like,
find a
they like the antebellum, I mentioned that before,
yeah.
situation where
Mhm.
white men rule women and minorities. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's why I mean, this is an antebellum administration.
Song of the South.
Yeah, but I think Jefferson Davis might have been a little smarter than Trump.
Oh yeah, I think he was. I
Yeah,
think
he,
yeah.
he was a sickly, frail person and tried to escape capture and is dressed up like his wife. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
He got up
That's
in,
a
he got
what
up
what
in,
what bathroom did he use?
no, he got up in drag.
Yeah, I mean,
They
the
caught
guy
him.
was a
Caught him. They caught him.
Confederate drag queen.
Let me tell you the difference between some of our white brothers and sisters now and in the old days. There was something called the circle.
hmm
Did I tell you about this?
No.
Andrew Johnson is the
hmm
alcoholic. General Custer,
Custer, not
and
the
General
dessert.
Grant. General Custer, yeah.
Custer, yeah.
General Grant wanted to get acquainted to her.
Yeah.
Got on this train, and they stopped at all these northern cities. And they said Grant got so drunk he fell out. He got so drunk on this train. They had all this lavish food and drinks and everything. He fell out,
Yeah.
and soldiers had to guard him. He's drunk, had a blackout, and so Johnson was also he could put away a few drinks himself. He'd get drunk. He addressed these crowds, and they'd say, "Hang Jeff Davis." I mean, Jeff Davis is a real hero now in the South,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
even more than Lincoln. Hang Jeff Davis. Hang Jeff Davis. And remember New Orleans. And when they talked about remembering New Orleans, they meant a massacre
hmm
that occurred in New Orleans where these black men were having a voting convention, and the city police massacred them because the city police were I think, commanded by a former Confederate captain or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
nowadays, I mean, what's his name, thinks that Grant, Lee was a great general.
Trump thinks Lee
Trump,
was a great general.
yeah, he called
Yeah,
General.
but Lee lost the war.
that's what his contemporaries said. They blamed him for losing the war. Okay,
Yeah.
and he was broke, and his daughter got him a job at a party to become the head of this fledgling university called Lee or whatever. It
Yeah.
became Washington Lee. I visited there.
Oh, Washington
Washington
Lee.
Lee,
Yeah.
yeah. And he made his reputation as president of that university.
Mhm.
And this whole thing about the man of marble arose from that. But his contemporaries blamed him for losing the war. And what did the Confederate soldiers think about this great war? They ran away. They went AWOL. And the general said, if we could just get half of them back, we'd win the war. So they were no fools.
There were no fools. Hey, so Ishmael, on the list of things we wanted to talk about, you also mentioned black cities and martial law. Now, no one's talking about martial law. I mean,
That's
Trump, Trump,
it's martial law.
Trump just took over. Trump just took over the D.C. police, but uh, are other cities next? I mean, you mentioned crime is down in Baltimore and Oakland.
He's going to do Baltimore. He's going to do all these cities are black, have black mayors.
Hmm.
The old fear of black rule.
Yeah,
When, as I told you, the rates of crime in the red states and red cities are higher,
yeah,
which is something that the black people, the black pundits on MSNBC can't mention,
yeah.
or,
Well,
or they get the Joy Reid treatment.
but do you? Well, I do notice, or I do know this, that no one is, uh, above being eliminated by the powers that be. I mean, you get a platform like MSNBC or whatever. It's almost like a privileged platform, and you realize, oh, you're not as free as you'd like to be.
Right.
They are not as free as we are free
Yeah.
right here. We are freer right here when we talk on the Pan Oakland podcast. We are freer.
Well, see, Joy Reid was shocked that this happened,
Yeah,
and I'm sure that Don Lemon was shocked when he got fired.
yeah.
But I wrote a piece that people go to Counterpunch. I have this thing called the fly on the wall,
Hmm.
where I'm listening to overhearing, eavesdropping on these powerful people, and I have them as characters, I have them in dialogue.
Hmm.
So before he got fired, I had a dialogue between two guys at CNN executives,
Hmm.
and they're discussing Don Lemon,
Don Lemon, yeah.
Don L. Lee, Don Lemon, and they're saying, he missed the New Year's
Right,
midnight.
the New Year's Eve with yeah.
Yeah, he missed the midnight
Oh,
call,
yeah, right.
and they're saying, well, he's so drunk, and his mother, she's up there drunk with him. We got to get
Yeah.
rid of this guy. Put Jake Tapper, one of our kind, in
Yeah.
charge. And I had it all taking place at a restaurant in Atlanta
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
CNN uses. So then when I interviewed him, he's a little upset. I don't know if I told you that. When I interviewed him,
Yeah.
he said, "You're asking me questions I'm not prepared to answer." I thought we were going to talk about my book.
Yeah.
I asked about Harvey Weinstein. Was it proper for Harvey Weinstein to put money in The Color Purple, which is like
Mm.
a Black Boogeyman movie? A
Yeah. Yeah.
serial rapist, put money and making money from a Black Boogeyman movie. And these black people got all up in their best clothes and went to the premiere of the Color Purple movie.
Yeah.
As Harvey Weinstein, he's making all the money. He's just in his prison garb, but he's getting
Yeah.
all the profits.
Yeah. Ishmael,
Let me put some stuff here.
yeah.
Okay, red states generally have higher murder rates than blue states.
Hmm.
In 2021 and 2022, the murder rate in red states was 33% higher than in blue states. 8 out of 10 states with the highest murder rates in 2022 voted for Donald Trump in both 2016 and 2020. Red states like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama frequently appear on lists of states with higher murder rates. Some sources suggest removing large cities, which are often lean Democratic from the data doesn't fully explain the discrepancy, as red states still have higher murder rates even after accounting for this. So I said these statistics are mentioned on shows like Morning Joe, which have half-assed discussions about DC crime, not even by black guests and even black hosts who don't do
Yeah.
their homework and get devoured by racist guests. They had this comedian. What's that guy? They have a comic show on CNN on the weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um,
What's his name?
I see his name. I see his face. I like him.
They they
Um,
they put him on. Abby, I love Abby Phillips, man. Boy,
yeah,
I
she's
love,
smart. She's
I
sharp.
love her.
Harvard trained. Harvard
She
trained.
don't take any crap from these guys, man.
Yeah,
And they're always interrupting the women. They're all, man, I'm talking over him. But they put him on that show,
yeah.
and these right wingers ate him up.
Oh yeah.
They ate him up. He didn't have facts. He's just lost.
But see, this is the thing about comedians. Comedians are funny. They can make fun of things, but they can get the laughs, but they don't have the facts. They can get the laugh, and yet this is what look at the news guys, right? The news guys. You have comedians who want to be news guys, which sort of dumbs up the news a little bit. But see,
Well,
I'm a
look at
news
Bill
guy
Maher.
who want.
Look at Bill
Uh,
Maher.
oh, Bill Maher. Oh, Bill Maher. He's not
Idiot.
a.
He's an idiot. He says, well, look at the curriculums, the woke curriculums. I said, I got this piece in El País. Did you see it? I don't know if you saw my El País piece last week.
No, I didn't see El País
I
last
said,
week.
all you have to do is just take 6 university or college catalogs at random, and
Hmm.
you'll find that something these people over here call Western civilization is still in charge.
Hmm.
You have these little pitiful little ethnic studies departments. They don't have any paper clips or anything. They have to share the fax machines or whatever. And then
Hmm.
you got the Western civilization, like General Motors, the
Yeah.
faculty's biggest General Motors. He says, well, they're taking over, they're so stupid. He's so stupid. And here's a guy, look, he's always talking about, well, black crime, this. This guy bragged about marijuana smoking on air
Oh yeah, yeah.
for
That's his
years.
thing. That's his
While
thing.
thousands of kids were being busted for possessing a joint and going to prison. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah.
he sees himself as an oppressed white man because these silly students at the University of California, Berkeley, canceled one of his engagements. He's
Yeah.
been on, he's been on that. It's like I don't know. This is before your time. Do you remember Sid Caesar's show?
Of course I know. Yes, show
Remember,
shows. Your show
remember
shows.
they had that routine about Imogene Coco would
Yep.
say every time somebody mentioned Niagara Falls,
Mhm.
she'd
Oh
go eat
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
since he was slipping, say Niagara Falls, and she said, "I saw, that's him. That's his Niagara Falls. That incident that happened at Berkeley. He can't get over that."
yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Bill Maher is a limited and yet very successful person, and he has people who love him. And but here's the thing: did you see South Park? Did you see that South Park?
It was great.
It was great. I mean, a nude Donald Trump and his talking penis.
I
I mean,
loved
how
it.
how do you fight that? How do you fight that?
Then
That's
they did
that's
that. Then they did what's her name?
Christy
Chris.
Nome. Christy
Oh,
Nome.
that was
Oh yeah,
fabulous. Fabulous.
losing face. See, this is the thing. I know you're a satirist. You know that this is how you fight the autocrats
Well, I
through
got
satire.
well,
Through satire, yeah, the more ribald, the more salacious, the
I got
better.
I got all of that in my novels coming out next year. I got it all in there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the idea of the new version of The Emperor Has No Clothes to have a new Donald Trump, of course. And then how about the deal with the devil? There's always like in the blues, the crossroads, the deal with the devil,
Well, what they
and
missed, what they missed with Christy Nome, is that her
yeah,
name, Christy Nome?
Christy Nome, yeah,
Because they all are Barbie. They all look alike. The little
yeah.
Barbie. Anyway, she says they just had to make fun of my looks. I mean, that's so blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
What they missed was she not only shot the dog,
yeah.
shot the goat.
Shot
The,
the what?
the goat.
The goat. Oh, she shot the goat too.
Yeah, she shot the goat
Oh, the goat.
because
Oh.
she didn't want the goat to testify against her. If they have
Well,
a
well,
trial,
oh, the goat.
they have a trial. They say, well, Christy, I guess we have to set you free. I mean, I guess you're acquitted because, and then
Oh,
all of a sudden the goat is comes in walking on a cane.
That
Don't know what.
that is not widely known. That
I,
is not widely.
I know it. I
No,
thought
no. I mean, because if she shot the
you
goat,
kill that goat. The goat comes in on crutches.
yeah.
I will say something.
If she shot the goat, we might have a jihad. We might have a jihad on our hands. You don't go shooting goats. Don't shoot my goat.
You didn't know she shot the goat?
I didn't know she shot the goat.
Oh, boy.
Oh man, you got to tell our Islamic brothers. They shot the goat. Shot the goat. Well, we'll have to say. All
You
right.
better not play with these people. They'll have. You see that? You see that? Something this black guy captured on his iPhone last night.
No, what?
The FBI, somebody came up. They're all, going from door to door at black neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I heard about this.
What
I
up?
didn't see it.
The guy's minding his own business, sitting on his porch and smoking a cigarette.
Mhm.
They come up on the porch and they say, "Well, you're not supposed to smoke cigarettes, in public, something like that, something
Yeah,
crazy."
yeah.
And he said, "Talk to your son too." I see these guys, like social workers and here they come up, bunch of them come up there.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's why we're under martial law. They go from door to door.
Mhm.
That's how they do it in the old days.
Mhm. Yeah,
If
yeah,
a black person is found to be suspected of a crime, so they go to my neighborhoods and go from door to door.
yeah. That's what they do.
Mhm.
So, Ishmael, we got one final topic we
Uh,
haven't touched. Lin Manuel Miranda.
What is? Yeah, he's celebrating
He's
that.
got some.
He's
he-
celebrating that travesty, Hamilton, which
yeah,
glorifies slave trafficker and that slaveholding family,
yeah.
Schuyler family, and he's proud of it. He's proud of that
Oh
thing.
yeah. I mean that this story has been out. I mean the New York Times exposed it, and he's still beloved by New York, still and the world. Hamilton. I mean,
Well, so what? They love bloody Andrew Jackson, the guy
oh,
who
that's true. That's true. That's
you
true.
know they love West Side Story.
Yeah, yeah,
Puerto Rican, New York intellectuals, they hate that thing.
yeah, yeah,
That's why I told Leonard Bernstein, I said, you should have got Victor Cruz write that book, put me out of
yeah.
his house. He put me out of his house. I said, West Side Story, you should have gotten, Victor Hernandez
Oh
Cruz.
yeah, the
You
poet.
should have gotten him to write the book. I have to go to the opera, Mr. Reed. Put me out of his house.
Oh
He wanted me to write a libretto for something he wrote.
yeah.
The mass or whatever that thing was. But
So
anyway,
yeah. So Ishmael, as we wrap up, tell me about your play. Tell me about the
one
new
more
play
thing,
coming up.
one more thing about Lin Manuel Miranda.
Oh yeah.
The lookout players in Chattanooga did the haunting Lin Manuel Miranda. Did you know that?
Mhm. Yeah. Right. Right. Who did?
The lookout players
Oh yeah.
in
Where?
Chattanooga, Tennessee,
Oh
where I was
yeah.
born. Where I was
Mhm.
born, my mother, my stepfather, and all our family lived
Yeah.
for decades, and they're going to do some more plays of mine. I just got a letter this morning,
Mhm.
and so that coincided with the arrival of the $1 billion Hamilton in Chattanooga. So you had an argument back and forth, right? And New Zealand, I made the papers in New Zealand when Hamilton arrived there.
Yeah.
I had a picture of me in a New Zealand paper, a New Zealand leading newspaper, standing at Hamilton's tomb. So we're stalking them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Miranda, he says, well, other people might have their interpretations of the musical. I said, well, it's like doing Moby Dick and leaving out the whale,
Yeah.
These trees.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I got to interview Lin Manuel Miranda. He didn't like me mentioning Ishmael Reed. He
Oh
didn't
yeah, is that right? Oh yeah.
Oh, I have a clip of that somewhere, but he did not like me mentioning Ishmael Reed. So, Ishmael, all right. So, tell me about the new play. It's coming up in October, right?
Yeah. Well, we closed Life Among the Aryans. I don't know if you know the story about that.
No.
Yeah, Life Among the Aryans predicted the insurrection. We have this.
Oh, that's right. I know that, but
Okay, you know the Maga family, and they're all
yeah.
then. Okay, the new play will. We're doing auditions in September,
Mhm.
and it's going. we're going to have a stage reading at the Theater 33 downtown,
Right, right, right.
and
Okay.
and you know it's about Joel Chandler Harris ripping and Walt Disney ripping
Mhm.
up stories from these enslaved people on a Turnwell plantation.
Ripping
Yeah,
them off, right? And now we wouldn't have Joel Chandler Harris, right?
yeah,
Yeah, we wouldn't have him now. We just have AI ripping off the black narrative.
man. People are trying to edit my stuff with AI. I said, man, give me a human. Jesus Christ.
You know,
Is that happening to you?
well, sort of, yeah. I mean,
They have
I
an
hear the
AI
stories.
thing editing my manuscripts.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said, I
and
need
it
a human.
yeah. Well, because they don't get the style and then they're editing to a kind of standard and it takes the Ishmael out of the read and it takes the Emil out of the Amok. And you don't written by and edited by AI, might as well say, if you have AI with any hand on it, aside from spell check, without aside from but like Grammarly goes a little too far in my mind. It just rearranges your sentences. I don't mind spell check, to spell, just combobulated
And
wrong
they
or
got a
something.
big thing about the passive voice.
Well, passively,
I mean,
they're,
uh, come on,
well, I mean, it's an artistic thing.
dismiss.
It should be on if you're an artist, a creative writer, you can use you don't have to always use the active voice. I mean, for your literary or for your academic papers, maybe, but the passive voice could be used as a
I write by ear.
metaphor.
I write by ear.
Well, yeah, yeah, right by your. Well, I mean, and yeah, exactly. It's got to be your ear. It's got to be how it
Your
sounds. How it sounds.
voice. Your voice. Yeah.
Your voice, and only look. This is it. Your unique voice has made you Ishmael Reed for all these many years since the day I met you,
Mm-hmm.
way back when. Oh my God, 1978.
Yeah.
19,
I got.
19
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
We had
So
Stanley Elkin
yeah, wash you.
and William Gass.
Oh, Howard Nemerov. Howard Nemerov was there
Yeah,
too.
he's a good guy. I had lunch with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Nemerov. And were you there when John Irving was no, he was separate. He was another a guest.
I saw him in the airport. He's glaring at me.
is
Uh,
that is that 50 Cent there?
and,
Who's
and
that?
and a few months. I mean, as a matter of fact, I just visited John Gardner.
Oh yeah, John. Oh yeah, where's he hanging out now?
Well, he died.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that.
I
Okay.
mean, I might have taken the last photo of him because he died of a motorcycle accident.
Right, yeah, yeah.
But I just
That's right.
visited him, and I think Irving was his protege.
Yes, yes.
And so I went to
Ju-
the airport, and there was Irving.
yeah. I mean, John Gardner. How long ago was that motorcycle crash? I remember.
Oh,
Like
70,
He
probably.
he was the guy for a while. He was the guy that everyone wanted to see
Yeah, yeah.
because he was writing literary criticism,
Yeah,
and this is how
he'd read my books and invited me to was it Cornell, one of those places.
yeah. Well, he taught also at in California somewhere.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he was Grendel,
Right,
right?
right.
Grendel. He
Right.
made Beowulf cool again.
Now, listen, I got hit by the New York Times
What?
in a obituary of Ray Saunders, a painter, black painter.
Yeah. What did he say?
They didn't want to print my reply. And then I wrote an op-ed, and my agent's trying to get them or negotiating with them to print my op-ed.
Mhm.
And so Deborah Solomon, one of these big time art critics in New York,
Yeah. Mhm.
said I was trying to pigeonhole black painters.
Hmm.
So I'm saying the Times is trying to pigeonhole me because late Marshall Herskovitz, who was a friend of mine, he was the
Yeah.
artist, 1967. She approached me and asked me to write something about black artists.
Mhm.
And I wrote this piece for Arts Magazine. And I proposed that writers sometimes writers get their skin and ethnicity involved in their writing.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, there are black painters who transcend the idea of ethnicity and stuff like that, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Ray Saunders came back with something that's become a classic among the white establishment called Black is a Color. I don't speak ill of the dead. Black is a color, right? And accused me of, demanding that black writers fit into a certain mold. And I never did. Nobody ever talks about the original essay when they, and so this essay has become a classic.
Yeah.
It's become a classic. Museums where his stuff had
Mm.
appeared, they put that manifesto or the essay he wrote rebutting what I said, supposedly, allegedly rebutting what I said, is more famous, sometimes more famous than his stuff, right?
Yeah.
So she says, I was a leader of the Black Arts Movement. I was no such thing.
Yeah.
I was opposed. I criticized the Black Arts Movement at the time in New York. I knew those guys,
Yeah.
right? But I gave them credit for bringing theater and poetry to the masses of people. They had a flat truck. They went around Harlem, with musicians and poetry.
Mhm.
I said,
Yeah.
give me credit for that. So she says I was a leader of the Black Arts movement. Now let me show. That makes me look like a small person, like a prig, PRIG, right?
Prig. Yes.
Yeah,
Prig.
yeah. Let me tell you something. I got a letter from the Chopin Society
Mhm.
in Poland. I wrote a poem about my experience studying one of Chopin's nocturnes
Mhm.
with a Ukrainian music teacher by Zoom. And it was translated into Polish and it was published in a literary magazine. And the Chopin Society wrote me a letter saying at the next Chopin competition, my poem will appear in their magazine and distributed to all the people at the festival. Okay?
Yeah.
Does this sound like a provincial person to you? Somebody who wrote things in Japanese and wrote a book called Japanese by Spring. Somebody who writes poetry in Yoruba. Somebody who studied Hindi so I could do that, play the conductor. Do I sound like a so they're pigeonholing me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they don't let you reply. Do you remember a time when you could reply to the editor?
Well,
Was there a time when that happened?
well, usually they're selective and they, if they get a flood of letters, but usually they like to see diversity, especially if it's a principle, if it's something that's on point. I don't know why they would not print it,
But I
but
remember a time where you could reply.
yeah, yeah. Well,
What
you
happened?
always are
What
able
happened?
to.
What happened?
Trump.
Is that it?
I don't know. Because it's always Trump. Trump's the answer to everything. It's Trump. It's Trump. Well, I hope you get your reply in.
I remember the old days where you could answer with a letter if you feel that somebody's gotten the facts wrong about you. What happened?
Uh, I guess the Trump way right now, if something is said wrong about you, is the Trump way is to sue. Everyone sues now. You got to sue. You got to sue. Like a Melania wants to sue.
But this is
Uh,
this happened.
someone.
This has happened with me once before at the New York Times,
Mm,
the Village Voice,
yeah.
New Republic, Jump
Mhm.
Cut. Thing. I write a letter and they don't print it. I said, "This is." I didn't say that. They don't print it. I don't. I'm wondering what's going
It's
on.
not fair. It's not fair. Look, I hope. Well, every time we do these Pan Oakland podcasts that we do live, we'll you know we'll give you an opportunity to say
Wine
your piece.
and bitch and all that and kevich.
Yeah. Well, no, we want you to talk about the stuff that's in the news and the stuff that's important, and we have this conversation once every couple of weeks just to
Yeah,
see
okay.
what's going on and see where we are. And
Okay.
next week we talk. We'll see what happened with Ukraine, if anything, what happened with Trump, if Epstein's come back. But in September, oh, we're going to hear from Epstein victims in September. So who knows? There might be a whole new diversion. We might have,
It's not going away.
Epstein's not going away. No,
He might use a nuclear bomb on
it
Los
might,
Angeles.
it might use some.
They said we had enough. We tried the National Guard. We tried the FBI.
Yeah.
There's only one method left.
Oh, yeah.
low yield nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I,
that's solid.
I either that or we
Let's see if
use,
they don't go away.
yeah, either that or we use the Christy Noah method. We shoot the goat. We shoot the goat. Shoot the goat.
Well, I'm glad we're mentioning that poor goat. I mean, everybody else has forgotten.
They went with the dog. The
He,
dog is American.
he
Go
took
with the
one.
dog.
He took one for the dog.
All right, Ishmael.
Okay,
Oh, always good talking to you, man.
okay. I'll talk to you
Hang
later.
in and be safe.
Okay.
I'll bring you something back from Canada, maybe a piece of maple,
No,
a
you ought to
bottle of
stay up
maple
there, man.
syrup.
Stay up. Get
Stay
your
up
stuff and
there.
move up there.
Move it. There are a lot of Filipinos here.
Einstein, remember Einstein, Thomas Mann?
Yeah, yeah,
Got in out when the getting was good.
yeah. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they got a lot of Filipinos here. There's
Yeah.
a lot of Filipino food. Vegan. I found vegan poutine too. I
You
found
can be the
vegan
king of
poutine.
the Filipinos in Canada.
Yeah. Right. All right. All right.
Okay, talk to you later.
All right. Take care, man. All right.
Okay.
Ishmael Reed here on the Oakland, Pan Oakland podcast. Ishmael, thank you very much.
Okay, take care. I'll see
All
you
right.
later.
You too. All right. Take care. There he goes. Ishmael Reed. We pop up every now and then. I'll be back later with more of the Emil Amok, Emil Amok's takeout a little later. But yeah, a little something for Ishmael because when you get him talking about the news, it's interesting. It's interesting. Anyway, we close. I'm up here in Canada at the Edmonton Fringe Festival. Okay, got to fix. See this one errant hair. Catch me uh, at the Edmonton Fringe if you're near Canada. Starting Friday at 5 p.m. I'm at Acacia Hall, and then again on Saturday night at 9 p.m. I think those are my times. Yeah, those are my times. Kicking off my stay here, and then all next week I'll be at various times here at Acacia Hall at the Edmonton Fringe. I talk about why I'm in Canada, and you'll want to know about that. Anyway, all right, that's it for us. This is the Pan Oakland podcast, back with more Emil Amok's Takeout. Thank you for being with us today.